What's up guys, Joey here of YugaTech, and you know some common myths like lightning doesn't strike the same place twice? Well, it actually can. Or humans only have 5 senses. We actually have 9. Just like common myths like these, there are also some common myths people associate with smartphones. So in today's video, we're going to be debunking some common smartphone myths that some people think are true. At number 10, drying out your wet smartphone using rice. It actually does help, especially if you put your phone into a sealed bag with some rice. But when the rice actually draws the moisture, it doesn't necessarily mean your phone will work afterwards. Depending on how long it's already been soaked, the water may have already fused the circuitry on your phone or left traces of mineral that corrodes the electronics. And that's for fresh water. If your phone got soaked with salt water, well, good luck. So yeah, dunking your wet smartphone into a bag of rice might help sometimes, but it's not a guarantee. At number 9, using your phone at the gas station. Okay, this one we see a lot. Gas stations advise you to not use your phone while pumping gas, but no, it's not because the radio waves from your phone will interfere with the gas and cause a fire. No, it's simply to prevent people from getting distracted with their phones and pulling away with the nozzle still attached to your car. Because when that happens, it will cause a leak, and worse, it will cause a fire. Luckily, gas stations nowadays have something called a breakaway nozzle which can prevent any gasoline from escaping if this situation happens. Number 8, the signals coming out of our phones can interfere with airplanes. Yes, using a smartphone on an aircraft can interfere with the navigation system and communication devices between the air traffic controller and the pilot with an unshielded cockpit instrumentation. But also no, because most modern aircraft are not vulnerable to this interference. But still, if you want to be better safe than sorry, avoid using your phone on your next flight. Or turn on airplane mode. At number 7, you should completely drain your phone's battery before charging it. Sure, you might want to protect your phone's battery from being damaged since smartphone batteries these days are getting more expensive and tricky to replace. But draining your phone's battery every time might cause severe damage to your battery. It's bad for the lithium-ion batteries in our smartphones to be regularly drained all the way down to 0% because that counts as one full charge cycle, which in turn decreases the battery's total lifespan because there are only a finite amount of cycles. At number 6, removing your SIM card can prevent you from being tracked down. We've all seen this in action movies and crime dramas where the protagonist is being traced by the government organization. Well, unfortunately, in the real world, that's not really the case. Removing your SIM card isn't enough. If your phone is powered on, it can still be tracked by someone. If for some reason you want to be undetectable, you have to turn on airplane mode or shut down your phone, disable your GPS, and remove your phone's battery if applicable. At number 5, charging your phone's battery overnight will lead to damage. Oh boy, am I guilty of this. But luckily, modern-day smartphones have a built-in power controller that stops the battery from taking current as soon as it reaches 100%. Though take note that it's not always good to leave your phone plugged in all the time, which is why in certain situations, it's best to keep your battery within 40 to 80% to extend its lifetime. At number 4, closing background apps will save battery. Some people think that closing the apps in your task view will save you battery life, but not really. Closing apps in the background does not save battery. Android and iOS are equipped with algorithms that automatically close apps in the background when they need to be closed. But the reason for this is not to save battery, but to free up your RAM. In fact, closing background apps can actually take up more battery compared to leaving them open, because when you have to reopen them again after closing them, that means the phone has to load up all the assets all over again, thus consuming more battery. Number 3, more megapixels equals better photos. A lot of people still think this is true, and smartphone companies are trying to capitalize on that by luring people with that thought by having their smartphones equipped with a 48 megapixel camera up to a whopping 108 megapixel sensor, but having a higher megapixel count doesn't necessarily equate to a good photo. These days, things like sensor size are more important in taking better photos. For instance, having an 8 megapixel camera with a larger sensor will probably have a better photo quality than a 15 megapixel camera camera, but with a smaller sensor. Number 2, don't use your smartphone while it's charging. Okay, let's be honest. It is hard to get your hands off of our smartphones, but thankfully, electronic devices nowadays are safe to use while charging, though it will take a longer time to fill up your battery, but more importantly, your phone will be fine even though it will be kind of hot, even if you're watching cat videos while you juice up your phone. And at number 1, your smartphone emits harmful radiation. This has always been one of the things that people have been worried about when it comes to not just smartphones, but cellular technology in general, from it causing cancer to other nasty diseases. The electromagnetic radiation our smartphones emit is completely safe, in fact. We actually have a separate video explaining this entire concept. You can watch that right here. Alright, so that wraps up this list of some common smartphone myths that some people believe. If you guys know any more smartphone myths, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit the bell icon to miss future uploads, and be sure to visit YugaTech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Joey, and I'll see you guys in the next one.